Good morning. 2 days ago, Christian churches all across many denominations, especially the Catholic Church, Lutheran Church, Anglican Church, and other Protestant churches, we started our Lent season. I'm sure you've seen Wednesday Ash advertisements or encouragements all across the TV, social media, and other places. I personally love this Lent season, and I'm excited to share this short devotional with you about one of the aspects of Lent, hoping that it will encourage you, it'll challenge you, and invite you to participate as well. Lent season begins from Ash Wednesday all the way to Easter Sunday. We count 46 days. If we take Sundays, then we have 40 days left. And I'm sure 40 days of fasting, praying reminds you of Jesus and the 40 days he spent in the wilderness, in the desert, doing the same thing, praying and meditating on God's purpose in his life. Lent is a season of fasting, praying, repenting, but most importantly, changing. This is not a season to say, I'll survive and then I'll run back to the person before this season. That's not the purpose. The ultimate purpose of Lent is changing. You're going to hear the same phrase over and over again that is from Genesis chapter 3, where it makes reference to dust. It says, by the sweat of your face you shall eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you are taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return. I just want to make this clarification. My invitation to participate in this season of Lent, it's not a rule. It's just an invitation. It's something that I recommend to every Christian in participating and enjoying. Now, one of the opportunities of Lent is fasting, and that's what I want to talk about today for the next few minutes. What is fasting? A quick and easy definition will be a voluntarily abstinence. Abstinence from the material to think about the spiritual. Now, I also like to add a word in that sentence. That's the word replacement. Fasting is actually replacing, because if you think about it, it's not just not doing something, but now doing something different, something else, and maybe becoming a permanent practice in our Christian life. Is replacing something with the hope that we'll enjoy it so much that it'll bring in such conviction in our hearts that we will continue doing it as long as we can. Let's go to the scriptures. Jesus is taken to the wilderness to be tempted. Matthew chapter 4, I'll just read the first 4 verses. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, afterward he was hungry. Now when the tempter came to him, he said, if you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. Sounds good when you're really hungry. But he, Jesus, answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by the bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. I love these verses, and I'm sure you know the rest of the story that becomes a story of spiritual victory. Now we're talking about Jesus being led by the Spirit to be tempted by the evil one. Just this sentence has divided, theologically speaking, so many people. But what I want to ask you today is, please do not get stuck in trying to find an answer to the question why he was led or who was tempting. But the real question is, what was being tempted in Jesus? What was being tempted in Jesus? Again, 40 days, 40 nights of fasting. He's hungry. The tempter comes, and in the beginning words of his question, it starts with this: if you are the Son of God. If you ask me, that's what's being tempted in Jesus. His confidence that I am the Son of God and my circumstances do not change. The pain in my physical body does not change the reality that I am a son of God. You are a son of God. You are a daughter of God. And that in that question, what is being tempted is the battle of the wills. Whose will be done? If you're a son of God, then forget about your Father's will. Just do it. Do things according to your will. What Jesus is teaching us is that when you realize you are a son of God, a daughter of God, then the greatest prayer is, Father, then your will be done, for I am yours. You have made me, you have given me life. May your will be done. Isn't it funny how fasting is the battle of the wills? What my flesh wants, what my spirit wants, what my mind says, what my need says, it's just a struggle and a battle. That's what we go through when we're fasting. And so during this Lent season, what I'm inviting you ultimately is to be feeding the eternal, to be feeding your spirit. And you're going to see once it's nourished and strong, then it'll be easier to pray, Father, may your will be done. God bless you.